I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is a Patreon review actually for Jamil, and thank you so much for that. Links to my PayPal and my Patreon are both down in the info box for those who want to request stuff. But Takers is one of those films I had heard of but had not seen. I know the director of this were going to do Texas Chainsaw 3D, and okay, I can say this is better than that movie, although it's not saying much. Fucking Tetanus Shot is better than that movie, or An Oral Cavity Search is better than Chainsaw 3 Dicks in My Face. But Takers, it does have a pretty decent cast. Matt Dillon, Paul Walker, Jay Hernandez, Idris Elba, you have Michael Ealy, you also have Hayden Christensen, which, you know what, he was not god-awful in this, at least in my opinion. I mean, the movie as a whole, I don't even know if I could really say I liked it. It just, I don't know if it didn't really make me mad either. Just really what it came off was a lamer version of Heat, with a lot of like shaky editing, like shaky cam stuff, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Matt Dillon and Jay Hernandez are two cops. They're investigating these robberies. The robberies are done by Paul Walker, Idris Elba, Michael Ealy, Chris Brown, Hayden Christensen. One day this guy named Ghost, played by T.I., who's a rapper in real life, he apparently went to jail on their dime. So he's like, you guys owe me. I know the route for this armored vehicles. There's $12 million in there. We're going to plan this heist. And really for the first chunk of the movie, even for most of it, you don't really get much about the characters. Like, I can't tell you much of a fucking thing about these characters. People say, well, can't you do the same thing about Heat? Well, I could tell you a bit about Pacino, about how obsessive he is, how he screws up his life with this girl he's going out, and this little girl who thinks of him as a dad, and her issues to the point they find her having committed suicide, and Pacino trying to get her to the hospital, and maybe Pacino and this girl, his girlfriend, will bond in a weird way closer because of this, and that's even more than this. Like, Paul Walker, I like Paul Walker. I miss Paul Walker. I love Hours. I like Brick Mansions. I love Running Scared. I like some of the Fast and Furious movies. I'm a Paul Walker fan. I'm sad that he passed away. He's fine in the film, but again, there's really nothing. Good luck trying to tell me something about his character. Idris Elba, all I can remember is he has a sister who is in and out of rehab. And he has a few conversations. Man, 2 days out of rehab, you're in the police station again? Michael Ealy, he's going out with Zoe Saldana, who's given nothing to do, but is just a hot girlfriend. And Ghost, played by T.I., used to be with her. Chris Brown, I guess, aside from singing, he does parkour, because there's a foot chase where he's doing parkour. Or trying to, what you could tell by all the fucking shaky cam shit. Which annoyed the piss out of me. And it seemed like a cool foot chase, I'll admit. It seemed like a cool foot chase with what he's able to do, with the character like going through windows of a door and jumping from one to another. Just to watch Brick Mansions. Even that did that better with the parkour. And that's a film with Paul Walker. You want to see a film with Paul Walker that has parkour in it? Go watch Brick Mansions instead. That was better than this. Maybe I'm getting mad about it. Even the... Maybe this will be a rant. Even the heist is kind of stupid when you think about it. Because they dress up as construction workers. And their plan is to blow out a huge piece of the road so that the truck falls through the ground, which will be the most noticeable, loudest, look at us, we're doing a robbery scenario that you can fucking think of. I mean, you might as well just take a fucking rocket and blow it up. I mean, it'd be more subtle. Or take a fucking nuclear bomb and set it. Maybe have a nuclear bomb and it's a dud. Scare them out of the vehicles. I mean, that'd be just as dumb as this. Just as ridiculous as this. And then the plan doesn't go right. They blow the road too early. So Paul Walker comes up, gets them out of the vehicle, which I'm like, you're able to get them out of the vehicle and drive the vehicle. That means there probably would have been other ways you could have just got these people out of the vehicle, whether it be in an underground garage or maybe in a... You know what? I'm surprised they didn't do something crazier like, here's a tunnel. We blow up both ends of the tunnel, we trap them, and then we, knock these two guys out. We go through a grate underneath the tunnel. We steep with the money. It'd be just as ridiculous. In fact, that'd probably be smarter than this plan. It just seemed like a plan that, for this to go right, would be a miracle. So Paul Walker gets in the vehicle. He drives the truck down into the fucking road beneath. And you know what? Hell, I've liked Fast and Furious movies. There's more ridiculous stuff than that. There are plenty of heist films that do ridiculous stuff. You could say some of the stuff in The Italian Job with Mark Wahlberg or other heist films are silly, ridiculous. And I would be fine with it. But you know what? A lot of those films seem to elicit a kind of escapism fun. Whether with the characters, whether with the situations. Here, in a way, it seems as if the film wants to take itself so fucking seriously, like it was a hip version of Heat. So then when it does something like this, it just comes off sillier and more ridiculous. Maybe that doesn't make sense, but I'm explaining it wrong, but... Anyway, Paul Walker drives the fucking thing into the ground, then they take the shit and they leave. While Chris Brown is chased by Matt Dillon and Jay Hernandez. And the idea of the foot chase seems decent when you can tell what the fuck's going on with all the... And Chris Brown, if you're supposed to like him, kind of don't anymore, because he kills Jay Hernandez when Jay Hernandez, he even like put the gun down and Chris Brown shot him, and then Matt Dillon finds his partner who dies of his wounds. So Matt Dillon is pissed. Chris Brown comes back, tells him he shot a cop. Of course, Paul Walker and Idris Elba are pissed off about it, especially Idris Elba. He's super pissed about it. I don't blame him. And you know what? It's cool to see Idris Elba. It's cool to see Paul Walker. Michael Ealy, I don't mind as an actor. He just pitched shitty projects like the Jacob's Ladder remake, which is his worst project. Okay, this is better than Jacob's Ladder remake. Again, faint praise. Only because I like some of the cast members and it didn't suck out my soul like Jacob's Ladder remake or Texas Chainsaw 3D. So this wasn't a soul-sucking movie. This wasn't a movie promoted by Shane Sun. Okay. So of course they're wondering what to do with the money. Of course, Ghost, played by T.I., who sucks as an actor. Okay, he should stick to music and rapping because he's an actor and he's trying to be our main villain. He is horrible. He might as well be played by Sticky Fingers. Or is he the guy who was Blade on that TV show? God, the eternity. You know, we got a T.I., man. I was thinking something smart or clever for T.I. I don't know. Terminal inclination. That's what the agent would say when, hey, give him an audition. Yeah, pretty terminal, this fucking performance. How about terribly incognito, which you would have to be after giving a shitty performance like this. Don't have anyone know you exist anymore. I mean, okay, it's not the worst performance ever, but it's pretty fucking bad. I think it's the worst performance in the movie. So you get some shaky cam, you get some sloppy editing. There's a shootout in the hotel. Hayden Christensen gets killed during that. So then the characters split off. Chris Brown and Michael Ealy go somewhere. They find Michael Ealy's girl, Zoe Saldana, has been killed. Cops surround the place. The two of them go out and they get killed. So there's Idris Elba and Paul Walker left. They split up. Idris Elba finds T.I. and then Matt Dillon shows up and it's a Mexican standoff. They all shoot each other. T.I. is ready to kill off Idris Elba and Paul Walker kills him. Paul Walker gets Idris Elba. They see Matt Dillon, who's wounded. They don't kill him because they saw him earlier with his daughter. And by the way, Matt Dillon's character at one time goes on a police chase while his daughter is in the other seat. So very responsible, you know, parent of the year for Matt Dillon's character. It really gave me no iota to care about Matt Dillon's character. At the end of the day, Matt Dillon's character didn't do anything. What did Matt Dillon's character really accomplish? He put his daughter in danger earlier. His partner died. He got pissed. He's part of a Mexican standoff. He got shot. And then he had a call. So Matt Dillon, what did he really accomplish in the movie? Nothing. So Matt Dillon's character is kind of useless other than use him as a plot point so he's on a chase with Chris Brown. I mean, Matt Dillon's a shitty cop. I'll say that. So Paul Walker gets Idris Elba, and then they get Idris Elba's sister, and they're driving off, and the movie's over. And they got the money. Paul Walker, anybody could play this role. I mean, Paul Walker's really given not much to do. I didn't really feel him as the star of the movie. I mean, he has some stuff to do, but I guess it felt like Idris Elba, maybe T.I. I mean, maybe, it's like okay, it's Matt Dillon's movie, no, it's Idris Elba's movie, no, maybe it's a little bit of T.I.'s movie. I didn't really feel like a central focus and figure. Like Heat, it was Pacino and De Niro. Here, take your pick who's the star. I like the cops are, at the end of the day, pretty ineffective. The other characters, there's really not much to them. I didn't really get much of a fun factor with their back and forth with each other. Okay, the same year, Zoe Saldana and Idris Elba were in a much more fun movie called The Losers. which, yeah, it was PG-13, but it was an entertaining version of, the A-Team type of movie. People, they get betrayed, mercenaries, like, they need to get revenge on the guy who fucked them over. The Losers, I think, is actually an underrated film, and that has moments between the characters that you get to know at least a little bit about them, at least enough to care about them. They have some back and forth with each other, some fun moments like Chris Evans doing the thing with the fingers, pew, and the sniper shoots the guy. Pew, the sniper shoots the guy as he points the moments like that with Chris Evans make The Losers memorable. Here, I can't think of. Maybe you can get some enjoyment out of the foot chase, but then there are plenty of films with parkour. Hell, there's in Fast 5, isn't there a chase where The Rock is chasing them over rooftops in Fast 5? Or I mentioned Brick Mansions with Paul Walker. You want to get some parkour? The Plot, I mean, you can watch Heat. I mean, I almost want to say I'd rather watch Den of Thieves more than this. I don't know, Den of Thieves with Gerard Butler is pretty long. But Gerard Butler is pretty decent in that, at least. I know there are people who like the film. I think there was plans of a sequel, but Paul Walker passed away. Or it was going to be a prequel. I guess it was supposed to be a prequel, but then Paul Walker passed away, so that didn't happen. Because the movie made some money. It wasn't a big bomb or anything. But I didn't care about the music. I didn't care about the shaky cam editing style. The plot, again, just reminded me of Heat and other films of that nature that I would rather watch. The characters, I like the cast, but they're really given not much to do. At least, or I should say, you don't really know much about the characters. I mean, if I missed anything about the characters, feel free, but I don't think we know anything about Paul Walker's character. Idris Elba, again, he has a sister who goes to rehab and gets out and gets on drugs again. Matt Dillon, again, he takes his daughter out and gets in a fucking police chase with her in the passenger seat. Jay Hernandez, he might have been on the take. Yeah, I think he was on the take because Matt Dillon's like, why'd you take the money? But then I could at least say they didn't do the whole Jay Hernandez, that one cop turns on the other cop. They didn't do that whole thing. Where Jay Hernandez is now with is a bad guy willing to kill, which is something, again, they tend to do in other movies. It didn't really do much for me. If it did much for you, that's cool. For me, there's a lot more movies out there that I would rather watch than this, that did the similar ideas. And again, like T.I. as a villain, this guy's not an actor. He sucks. Chris Brown. It's Chris Brown. Michael Ealy, again, I think he's talented, but his talent has not been utilized well in movies. Idris Elba is cool to see. That's all I can say about that. I'd rather just watch him in The Losers, which came out the same year. Zoe Saldana is literally given nothing to do other than to look pretty. You barely call her a character. Paul Walker, again, he has really not much to do. I mean, technically he's in the movie a lot, but again, I can't tell you much of a fucking thing about his character. Which I can in even Brick Mansions. I could tell more about his character in that than this. That's just me, though. So if you like Takers, that's cool. Just not my cup of tea. So I guess this is a rant. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll take care and see you guys later. Bye-bye.